What's going on, everybody? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, I have been dealing with a head cold. I still don't feel very good, but wanted to get this video out as early as I could. We do get 10K to first here for Game 3 of the WNBA Finals. It's 1-1 split, so we're guaranteed at least 2 more games. Really hoping we get another big contest on Friday. But this game here, Game 3, will be the final live before lock of the season. I'm going to be gone this weekend. I will have a YouTube video out for Game 4, but if this series does go to Game 5, I will not have a video out on Sunday, but just wanted to get that out there so everybody knows. Come on in, hang out in the live stream Wednesday night. Going to be a lot of fun. Last one of this WNBA season. I'm going to have a fun video at the end of the year once the season wraps up. Just kind of like a montage, some highlights from the year. It's just been an incredible season. I can't say thank you enough. It's been a lot of fun. Already looking forward to next year, but that's not why some of the people are here. Let's talk about this matchup here. Obviously, past 2 games in New York, 1-1 split. Minnesota, huge comeback in Game 1 to steal that game. It should be 2-0 New York. Minnesota coming home with home court advantage. If they win these next 2, they are the WNBA champions. And, I mean, they got a good shot at doing it. So, I don't have the Draftkings Sportsbook app open. Let me look at the odds here. It is New York favored by 2.5 points on the road, over under 160.5. So let's start on the New York side. I mean, there's not a lot that needs to be said. Let's actually kick it over here and look at add more funds on the rotations. We'll start on the New York players. Obviously, been starting the same starters this entire postseason. Phoebich, Sabrina, JJ, Stewie, and Benajelani, with Sloot, Thornton, and used to be Kennedy Burke, but this series seen more of Baby Sabally. Sloot's minutes were way down this last game, down to 11. That's something to keep an eye on. We'll talk about her price here in a minute. Benajelani had by far her best game of the postseason. Did get extended a little bit because of it. If you look back at Game 1, she only played 25 minutes, bumped up to 31 here. Brianna Stewart's going to play practically the entire game, 38 minutes in Game 2, and 43 of a possible 45 in Game 1. So she's really going to get like very minimal rest here and there. Sabrina's going to play big minutes. JJ's going to play low to mid 30s minutes. She played 38 minutes in Game 1. So really tight rotations for both of these teams. Phoebich going to play right around 30 minutes. If she hits some threes, she's going to be valuable. Let's kick it back over here. Obviously, Stewie's my favorite play for New York. This game yesterday, 7 steals. I mean, you just can never, ever predict that. But if you play her at captain, congrats. You did very well. But she's just going to play big minutes. Her and Fee dominate the usage on their team. So I really think for an optimal, you just start with both of them and go from there. I think Sabrina makes for a solid tournament play. 10K flat. I mean, you have to pay a premium for her. It's pretty difficult unless you just want to punt a 0 to get 3 real stars in. Obviously not the best matchup for Sabrina. Shot 8 times in the first half, only 1 shot attempt in the second half, which was kind of weird. Peripheral stats haven't been the best this series as well, so I think she makes for a contrarian spend up. I don't think she's going to be that popular. Same thing with Jonquel Jones, 9,400. She has big potential here. I mean, Game 1, 9 of 14 shooting, 44 fantasy points. Last game here, 28 fantasy points. So really up and down, but always in play for tournaments. Benajelani got an uptick in price up to 6,400, fresh off her best game of the postseason. 14 shots, not really expecting that again. Expect her to live around like this 7 to 8 shot range. Unless she has a good scoring game like this where obviously she's going to shoot more if the shots are going in. So peripheral stats weren't the best, but the scoring helped her achieve a good fantasy day. So don't mind her. I do think a lot of people are going to be chasing those. So I think she's going to get steamed up a little bit. Leonie Febich, 6K, just playing consistent minutes, 38 in the first game of the series here, 33 fantasy points, then 30 here in the last game. She's getting the peripheral stats, which is what you want for safety in a player like her at 6K. Doesn't shoot the ball very much, but if she has a game where she hits 2 to 3 threes and is going to get you 6 to 8 peripheral stats, I mean, for 6K, you can do a lot worse. I think Courtney Vandersloot's in play at 4,800 just mostly because you're going to have to play one or two of the mid-range plays. So I'm not crazy about her. Minutes were really down last game, but first game, 23 minutes, almost a fantasy point per minute. So obviously the minutes can be there for her if she's playing well. And then like Baby Sobley and Thornton, I think both are fine plays. I prefer Baby Sobley. She's just a far better fantasy point per minute player when she's on the floor. And she's played 7 minutes in each of the first 2 games. Thornton's just out there to be out there. She can hit a couple threes. If you play her, and she does, she's going to find the optimal. Everyone else don't think they play. On the Minnesota side, we can kick it back over here to add more funds. They're running a super tight rotation as well. I mean, Dorka played 2 minutes last game. Natisha Heidemann all the way up to 18. Zandalasini 8. Misha Hines-Allen 9. All those players are coming off the bench. McBride 33, Sewell 30, Fee 35. I think her minutes are just going to go to 40 for the rest of the series. Alana Smith 30, Bridget Carrollton 30. Looked like Reeve kind of pulled back on the starters a little bit just because they had to play the do-or-die Game 5 where New York was kind of waiting on them. They got an extra night of rest. I fully expect Minnesota to come out. They need Game 3. They do not need the series to go back to New York. I think they need to win both at home if they want to win this series. Carrollton 37 in Game 1. Alana 29. 43 of a possible 45 for Fee. Courtney Williams 35. Kayla McBride 42. They're really just running 8 girls. And like Misha Hines-Allen and Zandalasini, I don't think either of them are going to touch double-digit minutes in a normal regulation game of 40 minutes. So Fee, 11.8K. I think she's the best play on the slate, in my opinion. Her usage is just super consistent. She's a great defender. I mean, defensive player of the year. Sorry. She's just going to stuff the stat sheet, and she has a massive scoring ceiling. They're going to need her to take over. If they want to win the championship, she's going to have to come out and put up these just absurd 50, 50, 50, 50 plus in 4 straight games, then a 35 here, only 12 shots. She needs to be taking 16 to 20 shots no matter what. I think you just start your build with her and Stewie. You just eat the chalk there, figure out a way to get different elsewhere. Maybe you play a lower-owned captain, or maybe you just punt a 0 and hope your stars go crazy. Courtney Williams, 8,400. She's played really well in these first 2 games. 9 of 18 shooting, 7 of 14. Taking a bunch of shots. We know the peripheral upside is crazy with her. 10 and 14 in the 2 games this series. If she scores well, I mean, the peripherals are going to be there for her. If she's scoring well, she has the potential to break any slate that she's on. So I don't mind the price tag for her. Alana Smith is playing right at 30 minutes each game. She looks really good. Coming off of a down game, only 4 peripheral stats compared to 13 the game before with 3 blocks. I think she has a lot of upside at 7,800. Bridget Carrollton, 7,200. Super high floor, or super high ceiling, super low floor. Just what you get playing a player like Bridget Carrollton. Earlier in the season, when they played for the Commissioner's Cup, she absolutely nuked and was mostly the main factor as to why Minnesota won the Commissioner's Cup. So obviously a really high ceiling on a player like her who can shoot the 3 ball really well, but a really, really low floor as evident in Game 1 where she played 37 minutes and put up sub 10 fantasy points. So keep that in mind. Great tournament play as always, but she can absolutely sink your line. If you're making multiple lines, I would definitely play some Bridget Carrollton though. Kayla McBride, 7K. I love the price tag for her. She's going to shoot the ball. Not going to get you very many peripheral stats. If you get 4 to 6 out of her, that looks really solid. That's what you're hoping to get peripheral wise from her. And then you're just hoping to steal one of these games where she puts up 17 to 25 real life points, where she puts up a 30 to 35 fantasy point game, and she's needed for the optimal. So I don't mind her. And then, like, if I'm playing any of these bench players, I don't really want to play Misha Hines-Allen. I think she's fine, but they can go to Dorka, and it wouldn't surprise me. I know for a fact Natisha Heidemann is going to play the most minutes of anyone on this bench unit, so I would play her over Misha Hines-Allen. Then I would play Xanda Lassini over Misha Hines-Allen as well. I mean, you're looking at, what, $1,600 less, playing right about the same amount of minutes. Obviously, Misha Hines-Allen's a better fantasy point per minute player, but Xanda Lassini can hit threes. We've seen her come in and have a good game. But if I'm playing any of them and I have the salary, I would just rather play Natisha Heidemann at 4K. 13 and 19 minutes in the 2 games. Obviously, she can come in, and if the 3 ball's falling for her, she's going to get you some peripheral stats no matter what. But if she scores well, she's going to find the optimal at 4K, 100%. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm going to get off here, take some more medicine, and try and get better before Wednesday. Really looking forward to the last live before lock. Definitely come by and hang out. We'll be live probably 30 minutes before lock, since it's just a showdown slate, not a lot to talk about. But I'll be there hanging out. Swing by, check it out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button. We're still closing in on 600 subscribers. Would love to get there before the Wnba season's over. Leave a like on the video. Really helps out the channel grow. And we'll see you guys for the next one.